Overstimulation. What is it? It refers to the bombardment of stimuli to brain from various sources, leading to a state where cognitive, emotional, and even physical systems become overwhelmed. In our current lives, this is a common problem for most of us. In a high-paced digital life, dopamine is easily accessible through technology. With the ease of video games and social media, the constant hits of likes, notifications set the short note in the brain, and the brain is rewired to set instant rewards. Think about it, our parents and our grandparents' generation didn't have this problem. For them, entertainment meant going out, engaging in conversation, and engaging in outdoor games. Whereas now, when the whole world is present on a hand, it leads to brain slowdown as dopamine is easily available. Eventually, we end up scrolling unconsciously and mindlessly. With the quick bursts of dopamine and the highly stimulating content, and ends up making us feel drained and exhausted later. Social interaction, outdoor games, and engaging in long conversations were slow paced processes, and these allowed the brain to process and adapt to each stimuli before moving into the next one. Children and adults both were exposed to fewer stimuli, and their entertainment was more involved, prolonged, and required imagination. But the thing is, our brains weren't built for this constant bombardment. Every single time you hit that like or that notification, our brain releases the dopamine, the feel good hormone. It sounds harmless, but studies have shown that just like any other addiction, your brain starts to need more and more dopamine to feel that same level of pleasure. And that over time, the brain develops tolerance to the dopamine release. And this is when the real problem starts. You end up constantly refreshing your feed, waiting for that next hit, the next surge of dopamine. But if when it doesn't come, we will also end up feeling a sense of emptiness, feeling of anxiety as well. People on an average check their phones 144 times a day, and the constant urge to check notification leads to phantom vibration syndrome, where the person feels that their phone is vibrating when it hasn't. It's a psychological symptom of dependency on constant notification. Studies have shown that social media addiction triggers the same reward centers in your brain as in a drug use. And let's sink it, you are addicted to it without even realizing it. And this doesn't just stop at social media. Think about it. How many of you, if you want a snack, you will just grab 2 minute snacks and that packet of chips. But in our parents' generation, having the snacks meant putting in proper work and time into it and making it completely from scratch and making it more for advance. But now, as it is in our fingertips, the 2 minute urge of grabbing snacks has wired the brain to hijack our brain's reward system. The quick fix food high in fat and sugar and soft drinks for the rush and pornography, sex and drugs offer constant novelty to surges of dopamine, which leads to addiction, desensitization, and negative effects on real world relationships. In reality, we are constantly looking for quick ways to feel good and to escape, but actually, we are just numbing ourselves. Now, let me ask you some questions and reply with +1 and the numbers of questions in the comments. Number one, how many of you feel tired even after resting? Number two, how many of you feel anxious if you don't check your phone? Number three, how many of you feel that constant pressure to check on even when you feel that it is just draining you? The thing is, this isn't just a lifestyle problem, it is a mental health crisis. When our brains are constantly overstimulated, they don't have time to rest. We are always on, always working on something, always connected, always looking for that next hit of dopamine. But the constant chasing of dopamine ends up making us feel more empty and more sad from inside. And the thing is, you are not just tired, you are overstimulated. And if you don't take control, it's going to get worse. Dopamine desensitization will leave you feeling less joy, less motivation, and you will find yourself needing more and more doses of the stimulant just to feel normal. But the thing is, you can change it. Like, you have the power to get out of it. I know it won't be easy, but trust me, it will be worth it. Start small, limit your screen time, go for the walk without your phone, eat without your phone or television, disconnect to reconnect with yourself, your mind, your heart, and your soul. Because at the end of the day, your mental health matters, your peace of mind matters, and your life matters. So if this video resonated with you, make sure to like it and don't forget to share it with someone who needs to hear this. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in my next video.